Let's now welcome Mr. Satin Sachdeva, the visionary founder and current Secretary General of Stera. He has transformed the industry with his modern ideas, leadership skills, and foresight. With almost 3 decades of success, he has played a crucial role in building infrastructure and generating employment in the nation. He emphasized the industry's contribution to India's progress and advocates for global collaboration among manufacturers, financiers, and construction companies. As an automobile engineer and entrepreneur, Sachdeva's passion for construction equipment and moving machines led him to establish Equipment Planet, a premier rental company that also trades construction equipment. He serves as the manager, director, and CEO of the company, showcasing his commitment to the industry's growth. Mr. Sachdeva will speak on rental revolution, paving the way forward with right technology and automation. So let's welcome Mr. Sachdeva.
So when we talk about sustainability, the green that's the only way forward. Going green is the only way forward. And when we talk about going green, that's more about electric-driven cars and electric-driven construction equipments for sure. But I think it will take some more time. See, AWP segment, which Mr. Vijay Singh, he is representing a broader view of AWP section, wherein they are going far ahead from other categories like road equipments, concrete equipments. Though it is coming up in a very big way, the industry is geared up, to scale with the right electric and hybrid models. It is coming up in a very big way. I know a lot of OEMs, manufacturers, they are really working hard for this sustainability model, and a lot of electric loaders, even the crushers, and even the mining equipments are coming up, which nobody ever thought of, in past. So this is coming up in a very big way. But my point is that when we talk about sustainability, it is not just about going green and with the electrics. We also need the right infrastructure at place, which is not there, unfortunately, for the construction equipments. As we are, most of the machines, we are operating in remote locations where we don't have that right infrastructure. So I think with all the stakeholders, we have to work hard on this complete electric infrastructure has to be at place just to take it forward in a broader terms. And also, I would like to talk about skilling part of it. Skilling is definitely needed. And with skilling, automation, IoT, telematics has recently picked up a right pace. A lot of companies, a lot of startups are talking about this, new revolution of automation and everything digitized, and that is needed, So if I talk about rental companies, they were not organized earlier, but in recent times, because the penetration of rental has picked up, whopping the rental penetration of India is now more than 40%, which is really whopping. And in some of the categories like cranes, lifting equipments, even AWP sector, and as well as piling segment, this penetration has crossed 50%. So we are close to 50-55%. And just 7 years back, the penetration was just, we talked about those good days, it was just 8 to 10%. So now look at the pace with which this rental companies are growing, So the entire market is close to $6.6 billion, when we talk about construction market. And when we talk about construction, equipment comes first. That's where the machine has to work, and machine has a major percentage share, in terms of entire infrastructure. And we, the rental companies, are the right stakeholders, wherein we purchase the machine from the parent companies like OEMs, manufacturers, and then we give it on rent or lease or any of the wet or dry lease models. So this has recently picked up. So a lot of deliberations are still going on between renting and buying, So now if we talk about major big companies, infrastructure companies like L&T, Tata, Shapoorji, FCons, so they have come up with the asset light model, and that is they are taking the machines on rent in a very bigger scale. So look at the kind of penetration and the future it holds, the rental industry. So now I would like to talk something about SERA. SERA is a National Association of Construction Equipment Rental Companies. So I can broadly say the organized big rental players are the part of this association. It's a national non-profit organization which is working hard to promote this rental concept. And with the rental concept, we are working very closely with our stakeholders. Our first major stakeholder is definitely the OEM, the manufacturer. So we are buying it all from them and then only giving it on rent. So we are working very closely with them. Second is the finances, the one who are financing the entire rental fraternity. So we also, thank the entire finance. I mean, if we talk about private banks and the public sector banks, NBFCs, they are all in the favor, and things are going great with this. And then we have, last but not the least, the infrastructure companies, the corporates, the builders, the construction companies. Even I talk about petty contractors. They are all a part of this uh, infrastructure. So coming back to the sustainability part of it, I think automation has come up a long way. And when we talk about rental companies fleet has grown multifold. So the rental company who was having a fleet of 5 equipments, now they are owning more than 50 equipments. So that's pretty high, and it is impossible without automation, without digitization, to handle all these equipments the right way. It is not possible. So the right ERP is required, the right CRM. I mean, you cannot do door-to-door calling or the sales like this. I mean, there has to be some, some sort of digitization, even in sales, for everything, even in sales, your service, your mechanical stuff, everywhere you need the right automation. So in automation, let me talk something about fuel management that has come up in a very big way. And yes, it is needed, as India has a lot of thefts, which is happening, unfortunately. So we don't have the right judiciary at place. So this fuel theft is happening a big way. So this fuel management is really helping. If somebody is, stealing that diesel or a fuel or something like that, so you'll get an alert and something like that. So a lot of these fuel management, GPS is there, geo fencing is there. So these things are really helping. Even for your teams, attendance, payroll, there are a lot of softwares which has come up, and these are very reasonable. I mean, nothing is expensive as such, because there are a lot of companies you can always compare, and you can have the best of the automation. So I think automation is needed. And the second part of this is fuel. I mean, I'll not just only talk about electrification. I'll also be talking about Gadkari Saab new initiative of methanol, ethanol, and then he always talk about biofuel. See, the biofuel is already there in the industry. In a lot of our machines, people are using that biofuel, but again, it will take some time, because we don't have the right authenticity. We don't have the authenticity for where exactly to purchase from. So we don't have the vendors, the authenticate vendors from where we can have that biofuel, and how to check that quality measure. So it may take some time. This biofuel is coming up, then this ethanol. So Gadkari Saab always talk about it, and thankfully he's so excited about all these things. He always talk about alternate fuels. He always talk about digitization, and above all, the action plays a part. It's not just about theory. So he's really taking uh, India along, and it is. Now the third part is, I'll also be talking about skilling. So skilling is there, but again, there is a gap. India is a big market, so I think skilling is still lacking somewhere. Though we are closely working with many of the organizations, we are working with the government bodies. All this. I mean, we talk about PhD chamber is there, FICCI is also, and then we have some safety bodies also, which are working really hard. But I think the gap is still there, and we need a lot of skilling in terms of, even in terms of painting, not just about operating, or the drivers. I mean, I'm also talking about the welders, the painters, the electricians. So little more is required to fill in that gap, and there has to be, some authentic, again, government certified body, wherein see, the operator who is running this high expensive machine, this is a very capital intensive machine. And with the 5 lakh rupee of car, you're having a driving license. But for the machinery, there is no authenticated document as such. I mean, there is no license, or there is no so it is just an experience certificate or a heavy license of truck we are taking forward. So I think something to be work on these lines also. And I have a little presentation on safety also. So this is what I've recently. This is SERA is a non-profit organization. We represent the interest of equipment rental companies in the construction industry. So the slide will be reflecting a little about safety. I mean, where we are lacking. Nobody is talking about safety, but still, I mean, things are going great, and I think in some good time we'll be able to cope up with the safety measures also. So SERA was formed in 2016. SERA represents India's equipment rental industry. We have more than 400 members as of now. SERA has created awareness for transformation, standardization. When we talk about sustainability, standardization is also needed. Standardization in terms of quotations, standardization in terms of terms and condition. Everything has to be standardized now. So everybody is going here and way. That is not really fine. I think we should all be into some standardization mode. So SERA has really created awareness for transformation standardization, and this has helped rental companies to grow. Fortunately, SERA has now inducted as a member of GRA Global Rental Alliance. Only 8 companies are a member of GRA. We'll have a big applaud for the same. Something about safety. When we talk about safety, it is all about preventing accidents and injuries. There has to be proper maintenance. So maintenance is needed. This is, again, I'm saying that it's a highly capital intensive machine. These are very expensive machines. So we need to have the right inspections. So these automated inspections has come up now. So we should all be having a regular checkups is required. And then we should be preparing, emergency preparedness has to be there. Training and knowledge is required. Insurance also covered a little part of it, some part of it. So we should have the right insurance policies at place. Then the objective of this presentation is just to have more awareness on safety practices, safety culture, enhance knowledge and competency, ensure compliance with regulations. See, this is what we were talking about. So we need to have the right infrastructure with the right regulation also. So the regulations, some of the regulations are missing, which we all are working together. And I think in some time, I think we'll be able to have that sort of, good regulations also. So the responsibility of rental companies emphasizing risk mitigation and emergency preparedness. So when we talk about safety, major risk is, falls from height are a major risk, being struck by falling objects, electrocution, contact with live electrical, caught in between, collapses in electrical. So unfortunately, not much of people are talking about it, but for sustainability, I think this is required, the right safety. And so when we talk about causes of accident, this is improper planning and organization, bad execution. So the right execution is required. If you take an example of recent tunnel collapse, which has come up in the news big time, and 41 of these workers were trapped. So somewhere there is a lapse, or somewhere there is a lapse of an execution. So I think now the government has come up with some regulation of having more than 15 years of experience for any manager or for any supervisor. There has to be some good experience. I mean, you cannot take this thing for granted. It should not happen again. So we should have the right execution. The management has to be the right, the worker behavior, the trainings, the daily and weekly trainings are required. Then safety education and training of construction managers, engineers, supervisor, even the helpers. Helpers are running our machines sometimes, which is unfortunate, and a lot of accidents have recently happened. So we must work hard to get rid of these issues, and we should have a safety at place. Safety audit is also required where we can go for any third party safety audit of plant machinery, tools and instruments is to be institutionalized. Then there is a issue of flammable chemicals, corrosive limit for harmful solvents, and we need to have the special precautions in storage and handling also. So it needs to be resolved. Planning is required. So we need to have the defects in technical planning, which has to be addressed, fixing unsuitable time limits, assignment of work to incompetent contractors. So it is fine, but whenever there is a tendering process is going on, there has to be those competent contractor at place. We should not be giving it to any incompetent, and the contractor with less experience is not really taken anymore. So there has to be a competent contractors. Insufficient effective supervision is also hampering the growth. Lack of cooperation between departments, this is also very important. Lack of cooperation between departments, all the department, HR department, procurement department, plant and machinery department. So there is a storage department. There has to be the right cooperation amongst all of them. So we have various laws and regulation in India. I'll just wrap it up immediately. This is about the Motor Vehicle Act 1988 is there, but all these regulations are majorly for commercial vehicles and auto cars. Nothing much is there for the construction equipment. So if you're really looking for a sustainability model, we should have the right regulations precisely for construction equipment. We have the Central Motor Vehicle Rules 1989. The Bureau of Indian Standards is there. Then the role of workers is there. They must follow safety procedures. They must participate in safety training, using tools, equipment safely. Continuous improvement is required. So it's a process, and one should enjoy the process. They should be communicating it right, reporting hazard and incident immediately. Then this is something about maintenance. Create a maintenance schedule, inspect the equipment daily, regularly lubricate moving parts, regularly check and change fluids. This almost we know it all, that we need to inspect it all, ensure for the right equipment working. Basic inspection is there for tires, undercarriage, hydraulics, lifts. Need to check about the leakages. Even a single leakage can harm. In the AWP sector, it is very dangerous. I mean, if any leakage is there, or any of the malfunctioning of any of the, even for the single sensor or a hydraulic valve, it can hamper. It will be a threat to any of us. So engine inspection is there, cab inspection is there, about the electrical wiring. Then operator training is a critical component of ensuring safety in construction equipment rental. Not just in rental, for all the contractors, for everybody, we need to ensure the right safety. We should collaborate it well with the contractor. So it ensures that operators are familiar with the specific equipment they'll be using, including its control. See, again, I would appreciate all the OEMs there. I personally visited a lot of facilities where everybody is having the training center now. I've been to Seni, I've been to Schwingstetter, Aman, a lot of companies, and they're really working hard because that's the future. I mean, that's where the future is. So all these OEMs, they're really, hats off to them. They're really working hard on this particular training module, which is really needed. So reporting an incident response, I think it will cover safety maintenance practice. This is something wherein we need to take care of inspection, wherein how to inspect the machine. Do not touch exhaust pipe. This is a little safety culture. In SERA, we discuss the significance of safety. We always talk about safety, encourage active participation and engagement from all the members, and highlight the benefits of strong safety culture in preventing accidents and improving overall performance. So, this is really needed. Role of Indian councils. I hope everybody is aware of IESC, Infrastructure Equipment Skill Council, is playing a crucial role in terms of construction safety. IESC focuses on developing industrial relevant skills and competences. Then we have National Skill Development Corporation. I hope all the audience, they are aware of these councils. They are really working hard for the sustainability in India, and they are playing a significant role in promoting construction safety through various initiatives. So then role of Indian councils, CIDC is also there. Construction Industry Development Council in India plays a significant role. CIDC collaborates with research institutions, industry experts, and academia to develop new safety methodologies, guidelines, and tools. Then we have PhD Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Every second day, they are into some or the other seminar, conference, or exhibitions. So a lot of things are happening, and that's the reason we all of us have come up so far, and India growth story is really, appreciated by everyone. So the collaboration and close working relationship between the Construction Equipment Rental Association and organizers like IESC, NSDC, Construction Equipment Development Council, and IPAF can significantly contribute to achieving high levels of construction safety. Conclusion, let us take it forward. and let's have best safety practices in our construction industry. Thank you very much. So any of your questions are welcome. Looking forward to hear from you all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir, for the detailed talk on render revolution, paving the way forward, forward with the right technology and automation.